What's up everyone, we are back today with a awesome deck that I managed to get third place with at one of my locals. This is actually a deck of profile I was planning to put out earlier, but I've been really busy and behind on videos, so I'm kind of just going to be doing a crash course this week of a ton of videos that I meant to get out sooner but just haven't had a chance to do. I'll have a few deck profiles coming out, along with a couple more unboxings from set 4 that I just never got around to editing until recently. So if you miss watching people open set 4 boxes, or you just want something to hold you over while you wait for some set 5 openings, be sure to check those out and keep an eye on the channel this next month because it will definitely be busy. But with that out of the way, let's move on to our deck. Today we have a blue hybrid rookie rush deck. There's probably some similar decks like that out there. This is just my variation. A couple of things that I think are slightly different, at least from the versions I've seen. It's mostly going to function the same, but instead of running Imperial Digimon, we're going to be having Beowolfmon as our kind of boss monster in this deck. But we will get to that when we get through the cards, so let's start off. To get things going, we of course have our 4 copies of DemiVeemon as our Digitama. Pretty much the typical level 2 that's always running rookie rush decks, at least at the moment. When attacking, once per turn, if this Digimon has jamming, trigger draw 1. So just really nice effect if you have Digimon with jamming, which we do have in this deck. Nice and simple, not really more to it than that. Now we are going to move on to our rookies. So we of course have the 4 copies of Veemon, one of the best rookies in the game, at least for Rookie Rush. Just a level 3 with jamming, super nice. He can swing in an opponent's security, not have to worry about dying. What's not to love? Especially good when you manage to get him early, since you will of course be digivolving him onto that DemiVeemon. So you're just getting early attacks and card draw in at the start of the game. Super nice. In addition, we have 2 copies of the 2-cost Gomamon. Just a nice vanilla cheap monster, just like any Rookie Rush deck. We want to be playing as many cheap monsters as we can and kind of just trying to beat down our opponent before they can get set up. So we want to play as many Digimon as we can for as cheap as we can. In addition to the Gomamon, we also have 2 copies of the 2-cost Elecmon. Yeah, I just prefer to have 2-cost Digimon with different names as opposed to all being the same. So, you know, in case you ever have multiple out, if your opponent throws out an Omnimon, you know, just different names so they don't all instantly get deleted at the same time. And then our last blue rookie, we run 4 copies of Strabimon, since this is a hybrid deck, and this helps us get some of those cards we want on play. Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 Digimon card with hybrid in its form, and or 1 blue Tamer card from among them to your hand. Super nice. Just some extra cards draw and searching powers. Not necessarily the most reliable, but if you ever have them, nice to throw down if you don't have another 2-cost, or if you just have the memory to spare for the turn. Moving on to our green rookies, we run 3 copies of Aruraumon, I don't know how to pronounce that, and 3 copies of Liollmon. Just super nice 2-cost to play rookies, so again super cheap, plus 5,000 DP, very nice. Makes them safe from Digimon like Volcanic Dramon, so they can't just be instantly deleted, and protects them from quite a few destruction cards out there that a lot of times there are a lot that are targeted towards Digimon with 4,000 DP or less. So nice, hit a little bit harder than some other rookies, and can swing over most of your opponent's rookies if they have any out on the field. So in total, we are running 12 blue level 3s and 6 green level 3s. Next up, we have our level 4s. We are running 4 copies of Tobiumon. Really nice level 4 that came out this set. Super nice because he is another 1-cost to digivolve into level 4, which is super nice. Again, with Rookie Rush, you want to play things as cheap as possible, so it's nice to be able to digivolve into something. He only has 3,000 power, which is very weak. So usually he's not really going to be much of a step up from your level 3s, but mostly just there to be cheap to evolve into. And also at 3 cost to play, he's basically another rookie in your deck that can use throw down there if you don't have anything else to play. So just nice, cheap card. We don't really need big monsters this deck. We're kind of just going more for quantity over quality in terms of attackers. We have, of course, 4 copies of ExVeemon, which every Rookie Rush blue deck runs. Super awesome. If you don't know what he does, when Digivolving, unsuspend one of your level 4 or lower Digimon. So super sick. You just Digivolve onto him, and another one of your Digimon can attack again, or he can unsuspend himself, I believe, to attack again. So just super nice. Helps you get a surprise extra attack in there. And it's nice to have one you're just holding onto in your hand because your opponent might think they're safe. And if you're able to get through all their security, boom, Digivolve, unsuspend, and swing for game if they weren't expecting the ExVeemon for the extra attack. And next up, we have 4 copies of Lobomon, who is our level 4 hybrid for the deck. Really cool. If you don't know how the hybrid Digimon works, you may Digivolve this card from your hand onto one of your blue Tamers as if they are a level 3 Digimon. So super nice. Just lets you, again, another way to kind of get an extra surprise attack there. If your opponent's kind of counting the Digimon you have and trying to figure out how many blockers they need or how many attacks they need to survive, having a hybrid Digimon in hand can be nice because if you have a Tamer, you know, you Digivolve onto him, that's an extra attack your opponent probably wasn't expecting to have to take. And you also still get to do a card draw when you Digivolve up from a Tamer because it's still a Digivolution. So also helps you get more cards if you have nothing else to play and just want to Digivolve one of your Tamers, or if you have extra Tamers, put them on there, and it's again just like a nice cheap extra attack you can get. Next up, we run 1 level 5. This is the main variation for our deck as opposed to most other Rookie Rushes out there. You know, normally there's just regular Rookie Rush, or you have Imperial Digimon Blue, which a lot of the times is just Rookie Rush with extra steps, where you don't really need to get to Imperial Digimon, but he's a nice option to have. So that's kind of how this card functions as well. We have 4 copies of Beowolfmon. Really cool, pretty powerful card, especially if you get him out in the right situation. But not necessarily a card we need to rely on to get to, but it's nice if we're able to bring him out. So he's a level 5, 3 cost Digivolve into, 7,000 DP, so pretty strong, or pretty decent attack for a level 5. But he gets jamming, which is super nice. Again, that's also still going to work with the DemiVeemon. Gets some extra card draws, and it means he can swing at your opponent's security without worrying about dying from anything bigger than him. But the extra thing that makes him very nice, during your opponent's turn, while this Digimon's Digivolution cards includes a Digimon card with hybrid in its form, or a blue Tamer card, it cannot be attacked. Basically meaning you can just keep swinging him from the game, keep swinging at your opponent with him, don't have to worry about him dying from Digimon security, and then your opponent isn't going to be able to attack to take him out, making him kind of protected and just an extra Digimon you know is going to survive till the next turn, so you don't have to worry about whether or not to attack with him. He is still able to be killed by Digimon effects or any option cards your opponent has, but again, that's just going to make it a little bit trickier to get rid of him, and might make your opponent make some different plays or moves that they wouldn't prefer to make. So as long as we are able to get him onto either a Strabimon or a Lobomon, he will be able to get that effect, which is very nice. And also, if the Lobomon's on top of a Davis, that helps too. You wouldn't really need the Davis, but if your opponent's doing things where they're like reducing your Digivolution sources, having multiple hybrids or Tamers under him kind of helps make sure he's able to keep his effect. And the last Digimon we run in this deck is 4 copies of Puppetmon, because again, this is a blue-green Rookie Rush deck, so has a lot of the same cards you'd see in most of these decks, which of course means Puppetmon, super awesome star power. I've definitely won games only because of Puppetmon if I was able to chain enough Puppetmons on the field to just consistently, repeatedly suspend my opponent's Digimon and keep them from unsuspending, helping me win and swing for a game eventually next turn once I get all my pieces out in place. So it's really good. Not much to say about him. Next up, we have our Tamers. We just run 4 copies of Davis. Super awesome because he, of course, has our memory effect, or if we have 2 or less to start a turn, we go to 3. And on play, you reveal top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 blue and 1 green Digimon card among them to your hand. Super nice. In a lot of situations, we'll be able to get at least 1 draw, if not 2, which is always nice if you're able to get like a Puppetmon and a blue rookie, or just a blue and green rookie, or if you're searching for a specific blue Digimon, like maybe Beowolfmon. Just super awesome. Gets that little bit extra card draw. And again, if you end up having multiple on the field, it's nice because even though it's not ideal, playing a second one for Rookie Rush isn't bad since you get more searching. And because we have Lobomon who's able to Digivolve off of them, just a nice extra attacks you can get, and it doesn't end up being too frustrating if you're getting multiple of these out just because they're in your security or you have nothing else to play from your hand. And for our options, we of course run Positron Laser, which is probably obvious for any of you who've played Blue-Green Rookie Rush before. If you don't know what it does, up to 2 of your opponent's Digimon can't attack or block until the end of your opponent's next turn. Then, if you have a blue Digimon in play, return 1 of your opponent's suspended Digimon to its owner's hand. So it's basically both a removal and kind of protection stalling card in one, and also an aggressive card, since if you have the memory and you're able to prevent your opponent's Digimon from blocking using it, that will help you continue your swings in your opponent. And then has basically the same effect for security. So just super strong removal protection card for Rookie Rush. And then we have Hammer Spark as our second option. Just gain 1 memory during your turn, or gain 2 memory if it's flipped off security. So super good card. Just always nice to have in blue, and helps you extend your turns a little bit more, which is nice. And that is the deck. Not too much to say about it. Just really fun. Beowolfmon, I thought was a super cool card right away when I first saw him, and probably, to me, one of like the more useful hybrid Digimon out there right now. I am excited to see more hybrids in the future. But it was just super fun to, if you get him out there, and if your opponent doesn't have an option card in their hand to deal with him right away, they're kind of just struggling to figure out how to get him out of there, so he can be a sticky problem on the board sometimes for your opponent if they don't have a way to get him out right away. Matchup situations are similar to kind of just any Rookie Rush deck. There are certain decks it's going to be decent again. Certain decks he's not going to be the best. I would say for me personally, just any deck that has a lot of removal or a lot of blockers is going to be hard to get through with this. So, any kind of black deck or yellow, just because yellow has a lot of ways to delete Digimon, and we don't really have any super high DP Digimon, so it's pretty easy to delete them by reducing their DP effects. But still, really fun deck. Was super excited I was able to get third with him. And it was just exciting to have a slightly different variation of Rookie Rush and also put some hybrid Digimon into use. But yeah, thank you all for checking out the video, and I will see you all in the next one.